Dr. Shabir, welcome back.
Pleasure to be on.
We are looking at chapter 2, verse 208, and this one says, O you who believe, enter into peace altogether, and follow not the footsteps of Satan. Truly he is a manifest enemy unto you. So Dr. Shabir, maybe you can explain this verse, what it's about, how it has been misunderstood, and how we should understand it today.
So the verse reads in Arabic, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fi as-silmi kaffa wa la tattabi'u khutuwati ash-shaytan innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. O you who believe, enter into as-silm. I keep the Arabic word because now this is the crux of the matter to explain this. Enter into as-silm completely and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Certainly he is an open enemy to you. Now, many translations of the Quran would read, enter into peace completely, enter into Islam completely.
Okay.
As if the word there in Arabic was al-Islam. So it would have to be enter into al-Islam completely. But the word there is as-silm, not al-Islam. So what's the difference? Well, they both come from the same root, sin, lam, mim, which has the idea of peace. Al-Islam means to surrender. And as-silm actually means, as explained in some classical commentators of the Quran, it means musalaha, like making amends, coming to peaceful terms. So as-silm means something like a peace treaty.
Okay.
So what would that be doing in this verse? This verse comes after a lot of discussion about fighting in the way of God against the oppressors and so on. فَإِنْ انْتَهَوْا فَلَا عُدْوَانَ إِلَّا عَلَى الظَّالِمِينَ. But if they desist from their persecuting of people, then you are to have no enmity except against those who are indeed oppressive. So if they desist, then God is forgiving and merciful and so on. So now this verse follows from that in verse 208, after verse 190 and forward was talking about all of this fighting. Now verse 208 is saying, enter into peace completely. And now, why would the believers need to be enjoined like this? We see in other chapters of the Quran, for example, in chapter 8, that the non-Muslims may be pretending that they want peace, but in fact, they're trying to deceive the Muslims. And Muslims may hesitate as a result of this. So God is telling us in this verse, in the second chapter, the 208th verse, which is the verse that we're discussing, don't worry about all of those things, like what's in the background, what people are planning, their plots and whatever. You just know your own principles, and your own principles should dictate for you that you enter into peace completely. That's your motive. Of course, you might see the circumstances, and there could be reasons for, negotiations and whatever, but your basic objective is to enter into peace completely. If you're not having that objective, what's the alternative? That you're following in the footsteps of the Satan. And you should know that he's an open enemy to you. So the verse is calling on us to enter into peace. Now, Al-Zajjaj, one of the great commentators on the Quran and the grammarian from the 4th century, he died in the year 311, if I recall correctly. Al-Zajjaj, in his grammar on the Quran, explains that this word as-silm, used in the Quran a variety of times, always has this meaning of, repatriation or reconciliation and being in a state of peace. So here too, it means the same thing. Al-Imam Al-Qurtubi, by contrast, looks at this and says, well, it can't mean peace, though the word means that, but it cannot mean that, because nowhere else in the Quran is there a call for Muslims to enter into peace so unconditionally. Well, I mean, we may ask, well, how many times does the Quran have to say something for you to accept it as the instruction from the God and the instruction within the Quran? It only needs to say it once, and we agree with it. We say, Sami'ana wa ata'na, we hear and we obey. So yes, the verse is literally telling us to enter into peace, but people have styled it as enter into Islam completely. And there's nothing wrong with thinking that we should enter into Islam completely. We don't want to be halfway there, but that's not what this verse is talking about. This verse is saying enter completely into peace.
Thank you for that beautiful explanation,
You're welcome.
Dr. Shabir. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiya and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.